Other offlaners with some kind of lockdown. I guess there's plenty of them. I mean, but I don't think you want to pick. You don't want to pick Centaur because they've already picked Mars.
Templar Assassin.
So TA now coming in for Keen, hiding behind Mars' shield for a second there. This hero has just looked really, really good for them. It's a big part of what won them that game against Aster yesterday, and kind of unlikely that they were going to get it a little bit later on. So this now maybe throws Aster's game plan off a bit, because they were probably expecting that this was going to be the
5 seconds remaining.
This was going to be the carry pick, and then they would get to decide on their offlaner. But now they don't get to see the carry pick at all, and instead they just go straight for. Oh my God, Oracle Huskar! Oh lordy! All right, well that's why they first phased the Oracle then, to leave this option open. Oh my God, this is a brutal Huskar game. What can Keen do to counter it? It's really good against TA.
Remaining.
I don't think he cares that much about Mars.
5 seconds remaining.
Wow, okay. Aster, I mean their backs aren't up against the wall, of course it's 1-1, but here at a crucial moment, they're gonna pull out the Huskar pick. Okay, so what can Keen now do? Can't really change the lanes around too much. So what could they pick? They could pick like Viper. They kind of have room for like a Necrophos or a Bloodseeker, maybe. So yeah, just Omni is the ban. I don't know. Is Omni necessarily the plan? I guess that still kind of fits with this idea of we'll just buff up our Huskar to ridiculous degrees and have him win us the game. Yeah, what else can Keen go for?
5 seconds remaining.
Could be actually an alright game to pick something like a CK, but that hero just does not see any play competitively, or I think even in pubs currently. So okay, Naga is the ban, and Aster. I do think they want one more stun. They don't have any lockdown. Like I understand why they banned the Omni Knight, because they could just get rolling with the Huskar, and then walking up to towers is just going to be their initiation. But also, I think having a stun would be good. Okay, so they do just go for the Legion Commander at the end of the day. I don't think it's the perfect pick here, or it's not like a mind-blowing pick, but it's pretty good. Of course, you've got the combo with the Legion Skywrath, but like, you don't really want to duel Mars, and there's Glimpse and stuff that's going to be annoying, and TA's got Refraction, but gives you another heal, and Legion's certainly a good laning bully. It does restrict Keen's options a bit more here, in terms of this last pick. Though I still think a lot of those heroes that I mentioned earlier would still be fine now. Like they can still Bloodseeker, they can still Necrophos, they can still CK. Maybe CK is not looking as good, just like the Inner Fire and now the Legion Nuke and the Whirling Axes. So yeah, maybe that's not the way to go. Actually, oh, and you don't want to pick Necro into Oracle either. What am I talking about? That's a horrifying matchup. You don't do anything. Reaper Scythe comes out, and then Oracle presses his level 1 Fate's Edict, and you cry uncontrollably. So I mean, maybe Bloodseeker? I don't know. I don't have anything else. Anything else with the break? I don't think they can pick Viper. Carry Doom. Maybe that is the Carry Doom who somehow gets an Ags. Alright, it's just Bloodseeker. Oh boy. Okay. Are the other lanes strong enough that this Bloodseeker is going to have a lot of buffs and have a good time? I'm not so sure. I think Bloodseeker's actually going to get harassed pretty heavily here with between the Legion and the Skywrath Mage. Oh, that Huskar. Oh, the Huskar pick was so brutal. Oh, that's a brutal Huskar pick. I still think this game is quite winnable for Keen, though. And they do have some pretty interesting synergies with the Rupture, actually. Like the Mars Spear, Kick from the Earth Spirit, Disruptor being able to reposition people as well. They can get really good value out of that. So definitely something to watch out for this game. And fortunately for TA, she is a hero that, you know, even if her lane doesn't go that well, we've seen you can just go hit jungle creeps and still, you know, get your 3-4 items that you, well, I guess your 2 or 3 items that you really, really need in fairly quick order. So I think we have a cool game on our hands. And I would not mind seeing Huskar lose either. He's less cheesy than he used to be, but he's still pretty cheesy. At least the HP regen is definitely less cheesy than the magic resist was. Oh boy. You just, if you didn't have the right heroes, Huskar used to be an absolute menace. Alright, let's get to it. Fast rollout from Earth Spirits. Gonna go try and get a ward down, battle. Looks like. What's going on here? We got some scribbles. Maybe trying to cover an angle from the Skywrath mage rotating over from bottom. Fade has been very active on his rotations. Hasn't really been playing the lane as much in these last couple of games, so I think a pretty sensible idea to try and cover this angle along the river. Baboka also going to be starting down here. They're actually bringing everyone to these bottom bounties. Seems like Aster definitely wanting to secure the bottom 2 and then just kind of sacrifice the top ones. SCCC only starting with the single tango, but does have a couple of branches to supplement that if absolutely necessary. And okay, so yeah, Aster just want to come in here and
30 seconds.
Super fast take the outpost. And what is SRF up to?
Don't be negative.
Scouting.
Be positive.
Just making sure that the lanes are the way that they think that they are. But that doesn't seem like either team is doing anything too interesting in terms of dodging lanes, or I don't think there's really too many horrifying matchups here. The one thing Huskar is going to have to be careful about is that he's likely telling himself that this is a winning matchup on mid, and I think it is, but at the same time, if Cheon plays too aggressively, they do have an Earth Spirit to be able to punish. So all it's going to take is a good roll in, and if you're playing up on the opposing hill as Huskar, it's not that far to get kicked under this tower, and at that point you could be in some really big trouble. A little bit of an overblock, or I guess no block from TA results in a little bit of an overblock here. Actually getting the inner fire level 1. Alright. Kinda cool. So that's this bottom lane gonna go. We've already got concussive shot picked up for Fade. Spirit just trading some blows with Baboka, who did bring a lot of regen to this lane. So he's kind of supplementing for the fact that the Troll Warlord only started with a little bit. And SRF already picking up the Bulwark early on here. They do not have the best dual lane, really. Mars plus Earth Spirit. I feel like Mars is just going to get left by himself up here. It's double melee against double range. Like, they're just going to get harassed a ton. Roll forward to save a bit of damage there, but yeah, it looks like Legion's gonna have a pretty good lane as well. So, bit of a different start. I mean, it's only a minute and a half in, but a bit of a different start for Aster this game compared to the previous one. Though last game they did really well in the first few minutes of the lanes. Like the Omni Knight got a ton of farm. The Void wasn't really getting completely shut down either, but then as soon as we started hitting those level 6s, it just, things started deteriorating very, very rapidly. A lot of pressure on Kama. I don't know if that Blood Rage turned out to be worth it for him, really. And what does Earth Spirit up to here? Got Spear on Baboka. So I think Earth Spirit just kind of soaks level 2 up here, and then maybe goes and tries to make something happen elsewhere. I really don't think he's accomplishing much by playing on the top side of the map. And Baboka's just going to run a bunch of pulls and Get a ton of experience going up here. This is going to be pretty telling. Does he soak this experience, or does he try and dodge and give it to his Mars? Yeah, he's just going to soak. He really wants it. Ooh, did he get? Didn't quite get it. But actually, is this range creep going to be enough? Okay, it is. Right, there's level 2. Oh, Kama at bottom. Just surviving with the stick charges. Keeps himself alive, but that is a lot of pressure. At least he's got a salve to heal back up. And Earth Spirit going to body block this camp now. Taking quite a bit of damage from Baboka in the process, but he's got a salve. It's going to be okay. Where is TA? TA has been forced out of mid lane already, just jungling up a little bit while regaining some health. Actually, not that far behind the Huskar, but that was before Huskar started picking up points in Burning Spear, so it's going to get more difficult from here. Right, just kind of zoning back Fade. A little bit low on mana, but he does have double Mango. TA just completely jungling. Not, I think went to the mid lane for a little bit there, but took a bunch of spears and just backed out. Earth Spirit, what are you up to? They picked this Earth Spirit so early. It's just so lost. It's like, oh, walking towards mid. Can we do something here? TA's like, no, not really. I just want to hit the jungle, honestly. And like, okay, well, I guess I'll go back top and try and do something. Over, but now they got the whirling axis through, so can they actually get these auto attacks out? Boka's gonna turn around. SRF taking some damage. And just ends up being a bit of a regen trade overall. Huskar pressuring mid with the illusions. That will require a bit of a rotation from the TA over here, but also can't afford to step too far forward. Jian's hunting for him. Earth Spirit not really in a situation where he can TP in and help. Half HP. Huskar already with 2 bracers. Success. Just going to be, at least as far as what he has queued up so far, looks like he's just going to be rushing a blink. Bit of a battle at top, but SRF not a ton of life, and Baboka does manage to snipe out that bounty, so that's going to be 3 for Aster. And
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bloodseeker having to hang quite a ways back at bottom, getting very much out-farmed by this Legion commander. Yeah, it does kind of seem like all 3 lanes winning at the moment for Aster. Does Huskar know that the Earth Spirit is here? It's a TA trap down, but they're gonna like have to do this as the creep wave dies. Actually, wait, he can't even. TA's not even interested. He's just soaking experience. This is not any kind of a kill attempt.
Radiant's middle tower is under
What do
attack.
we got? Fade trying to rotate mid. Does get a ward down. This ward's been down for a while actually, so they knew what the TA was up to. Oh, now they're just pressuring Kama, so they're pushing in a little bit with the catapult. Still difficult into the blood right. Baboka is looking for SRF at top, since they now see that, I think they saw that Earth Spirit mid. A little bit of a pushback. So that's good enough to be send SCCC packing. He just wants to go and take the farm. TA, well, in a bit of a D-ward battle mid, but there are 2 sentries for the Huskar, so these side traps not going to be sticking around for that long. And whereas Earth Spirit's migration has taken him all the way to the bottom lane, can they do anything here? I think they really need Bloodseeker's level 6.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gotta try and dodge some experience on the supports. Oracle, maybe suspecting that something's going on down here, does rotate into position. Could be a bit of a scrappy fight. Fade also moving around. Oh, I think they've actually seen the Earth Spirit with this ward. So he rotates knowing that they're about to maybe make a go on the Legion, and then they can just look for a turnaround with a really big overwhelming. I was actually just going to try and nuke down the Bloodseeker. It's so much damage! And there's your first blood. Ouch. Oh, that's really scary if you're keen. Like, Legion's having a great game, Huskar's having a totally free game, Troll's having a totally free game. I think a lot of pressure is on SRF's shoulders, actually, to get, like, go and make some kills happen with
Radiant's
Arena.
middle tower is under attack.
He sort of needs to take the two supports under his wing and, like, go and get some stuff happening so that they can keep farming on Bloodseeker and TA. This is not an ideal situation that they find themselves in. Huskar just gonna rush Halberd, no big surprise, at least you can't buy just infinite Halberds now, that was a little bit of a dumb meta. What do they do? I guess they wait for Tome. They can get 6 on the Disruptor or the Earth Spirit. They still have good team fight. If they execute their team fight properly, and they get a multi-man, like, Arena, Magnetize, Static Storm, Kinetic Field kind of a thing going, then I do still think they can win a team fight, but these Aster heroes are just gonna tank up fast, and Huskar is gonna get monstrous pretty quickly. But playing it patient so far, not really forcing anything. Still just feel as though the Earth Spirit looks so lost. And Baboka, we saw the deep wards coming in from the Coddle in the previous game. Some shades of that here as we just get deep wards down, scouting out the TA's rotations, maybe finding a kill on her a little bit later on. They know that she's jungling. The question is just exactly where is she. They might not try for any kind of a smoke gank until the XXS Legion has Blink Daggers, but gotta imagine once that comes up, we're really gonna start seeing some moves. Troll Warlord going for the standard, but more aggressive build of just picking up this Diffusal Blade as fast as humanly possible. But man, this Legion is having a heck of a game. So much of this series so far has really been decided by the offlaners. Great performance from the Beastmaster in the previous game. Looks back on XXS, a little bit of danger. He wanted to get the sneaky capture onto this outpost, not going to happen. He's going to be brought down. That is a big rotation. That's all 5 heroes from Keen down here, holding onto their outpost and looking to, well, they were hoping to grab a bounty, but they're not going to get a single one, actually. I don't know if that's worth it. And they only got the kill on the Disruptor. Everybody else got, like, a pittance. So they got, like, 330 gold, and they lost all of the bounties. Yeah, it was certainly not worth it. At least they held onto their experience. Double damage on the Templar Assassin. Gion does get the pushback, but it's too much damage. Arena gets dropped down, and they're heading straight for this tier 1 tower. Keen just going to keep on rolling. They get that Tome delivered, so now they've got the level 6. Oracle not able to help out at all there. And, super quick. And that inner fire really not doing enough for Huskar in that situation. Okay, wow, that was... what a power play. Like... just walk mid and take the tier 1. Why not? They are gonna start. Yeah. Oh, actually, they're ahead on experience. I thought with all that 4-manning, 5-manning, they would fall behind a little bit on EXP, but I guess those couple of kills working out nicely for them. Huskar still farming. XXS almost has this blink, and Fade itching to use this Mystic Flare and just start running around and getting some kills. They've still got this deep ward, so. Should be able to grab the blink, hit up a smoke, and then very quickly go and grab a kill or get some kind of a pick off somewhere. Literally no save on the Keen side. Kama's just going for a Maelstrom, a little bit more of a farmy item on the Bloodseeker, as man, the Mars and the TA are just walking from tower to tower, claiming this side of the map from Aster. They're not fighting back at all. They are running over now. Okay, here comes the smoke. What are they gonna find? Disruptor is trying to capture their outpost, but that's not happening, buddy, and that's gonna be the first 10 duel damage for XXS. And I think this is just what you're going to see the rest of the game. Just Fade and XXS running around the map, playing together, finding some kills. Didn't get the outpost, but at least they have a nice ward down here. And another nice ward a little bit deeper into the dire jungle. So still some room for TA to maybe play around with the blink, be constantly pressuring top, and then still just be able to blink out. Though, of course, has to be cautious of this blink dagger that they now know about on the XXS Legion. Do they have Diffusal on the troll? They do not. But Diffusal and the Halberd coming up. So quick timing. Should be able to make some plays with that. Mars, you know, Blink gonna take him a little while here. As we do have HP going forward. XXS is sizing up the TA to see if they can do anything, but the rest of the team is coming. Keen wanting to use their ultimate, seeing if they can find anything. They're going to go on the Huskar first. Do they have a save here? Legion Commander can do her best to help with the pressing attack, but is that going to be enough? He gets out, but he's still just silenced. Can't do anything. Now they throw out the duel, but the TA is in quickly. Sideblade's damage spilling through. XXS at least gets the victory, and they finally get Baboka into position for the save. There's the blink away. I don't believe it's going to be enough damage, but looks like no way out for Baboka. It is going to be a 2-for-1 trade up here, but Bloodseeker also dying in the meantime at bottom to SCCC. How did he die under the tower like that? That's kind of strange. So 3 for 2 across the map. Nice rotation from Keen. Makes some good use of this ward. Makes some good use of their ultimates, and they are kind of shutting down this Huskar a little bit. Falling behind the TA now on Networth, who is still just farming her way towards the death. So you can kind of see why Keen were willing to take the... that was actually probably the best thing that they did in this draft, was taking the TA instead of taking the... instead of taking their carry in their fourth pick. Because that really gave them the opportunity to actually react to what was going on. And as you can see, the counter pick matchup really just has not mattered. TA has just chilled out in the jungle the entire time and been fine. Still Networth lead in favor of Aster, but not being able to get control back of their jungle. Looks like they are going to get this D ward here, but even as they get that one, a slightly deeper ward has kind of already taken its place. And praised Keen for their ward game in the previous game, and also doing wonders for them here. They've got all of their ultimates back off cooldown. Aster needs to be careful about clumping up like this. But also the blink initiation is ready. Do they see anything? XXS thinking about it, but they also know exactly what's going on. Who's going to get the proper jump? Halberd now up on the Huskar. Okay, they've realized that the ward is here, I think, because of the vision. And Keen have actually popped down the sentry to get a D-ward of their own. Alright, both teams going to get D-warded here quickly.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Bloodseeker not participating, just farming a little bit. Does have the TP ready to go. Alright, they started off with the Earth Spirit, get the kickback. Can they keep this Huskar alive? They need the Oracle to save him. He's got the ultimate there. Turning around, trying to fight. The disarm goes into the TA, but she blinks out immediately. Earth Spirit just gets left for dead. They dropped both the Mars ulti and the Static Storm kinetic field, but didn't have any way to stop the false promise coming out, and that just means Aster easily take that fight, take that tower, and now make their way into the Roshan pit to quickly take this out. Oh man, Keen are going to pay dearly for this. And when you're playing Templar Assassin, getting the Aegis with your Desolator is such a fairly big part of your game plan, so taking this away from Keen really going to be a big deal, and I don't know if there's anything that Keen can do about this without those big spells. XXS can purge off that Thunderstrike. Earth Spirit is looking for something here. Goes for a little bit of a kickback. TA is coming in with some damage, but I don't think they can find this kill. Keen, good positioning, but Huskar with the Aegis can just jump into the middle of everything. Good pushback with the spear. That's going to buy them a few more seconds, but I'm still really not sure why they're taking this fight. Thomas pretty fast on the run, needs to go for a TP out. And it looks like he will be just fine to do so, but I guess it wasn't a terrible idea to contest. They only lost the Disruptor in the end, but as soon as that Aegis gets claimed, I think that's just the end of the fight at that point. Okay, we got some tier 2 neutral items popping up. Actually, wow. Oh no, that's a clumsy net on the Radiant. Not as good. And just the Imp Claw so far on the Dire. Aster have been busy taking towers and kind of pushing a little bit. They have not been farming the jungle for the last little bit. Wow, super fast gem on Baboka.
Dire's top tower is under
That
attack.
is actually kind of crazy. He's like, after the way that the previous game went, he's actually just done, and he's just gonna try and deward the entire map. So Aster have no interest in this game going like another 20 minutes. They really just want this this win as fast as possible. Oh, the blink was just about to come off cooldown. Templar Assassin, no. Fade just in the right place at the right time. And that is a free pick off. Damage on this Legion. That success looking pretty dead. And that is the Static Storm, Kinetic Field, and the Mars ultimate used. Easy fight for Aster if they can just get here. Oracle's moving into position. Huskar also running through. SCCC is going to get glimpsed all the way back, but I think this is still an okay fight. They get the TP cancel on the Bloodseeker. They're trying to disengage. Bloodseeker so low. Earthspirit just going to put his life on the line. Gets the Magnetized down. Huskar doesn't care about the kinetic field at all, and he gets in front of the Earthspirit, blocks him out. They grab that kill. At least they keep the Bloodseeker alive, but it really just feels like Keen are only able to mitigate their losses currently. They need this Deso up on the TA. They need some BKBs around the place, and definitely need to wait out this Aegis if they can. So this ward still survives, but Baboka with his courier in tow, and Trusty Shovel pretty nice on Oracle just to get these salves with your ulti. Getting some really good dewards and getting complete control over their side of the map. Already having to switch to much more defensive wards is Keen. And double BKB timing coming up soon for Aster.
Top tower has fallen.
Cool. And they found TA. They have, but just managed to blink away in time.
Radiant's top tower is under
What's
attack.
SRF got? Okay, they got the blink on the Mars. Bloodseeker still having a very nothing game. At least TA's got Deso. But TA is playing like a full infiltration mission here. XXS making a wise decision to just go and join his team and not take this next wave over at mid.
Radiant's top tower
Otherwise
is
he
under
would have
attack.
died for sure. Just enough. Oh, actually not enough damage for the dual victory.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Okay,
attack.
so Keen gonna try and trade, but
Radiant
Aster will likely
structures are
just
fortified.
force the high ground to force them back, or just take the tier 2. Troll Warlord kind of out on an island here. SCCC maybe getting a little bit ahead of himself. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, TA jumps on top of him. Can they keep him alive? They can't. You're not the one with the Aegis, SCCC. And now he's dead for 40 seconds. That's going to cost them the last 40 seconds of their Aegis of the Immortal. He's now got his BKB picked up, but didn't have it then, and gets ahead of himself with that. They don't even get this tier 2. They're not going to get anything else.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Oh
attack.
boy, that was some very lax decision making. What's Kama gonna go for? I guess he needs BKB. It's kind of an unfortunate reality. He is sitting on a lot of gold. Maybe he's thinking, can he get away with buying like the full Mjolnir or something first? But I do think he really just needs to get BKB next. Okay, well this still shouldn't be too much of a problem for Aster. They're just gonna play together as a team. They got the 2 BKBs. Likely still just looking to make some more plays. If this game swings though, it's gonna swing hard because they're gonna lose their gem. Like if there's a fight where the 2 big carries die, if there's a fight where the 2 big carries die, then there's no way that Baboka is. So, but quick pick on the Mars, and now they're gonna come back to try and finish what SCCC very awkwardly started. He's still not with the team though. He's off farming by himself at bottom. TP scroll on cooldown as Cheon's just sieging at mid. Earth Spirit is pushing out top. TA is kind of in the area but not close to BKB, so I don't think she can really fight, but We have seen them make some stuff work with their ulti. This is a much safer move this time from SCCC because he's at least got the BKB.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Should not be able to die.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So as I
attack.
say that, I may just be jinxing him. We've got a Heaven's Halberd picked up for the Legion Commander. Absolutely destroys Templar Assassins. So now the fact that they've got 2 of them should make life very difficult for the TA in these fights. Just gonna have to be so proactive with the BKB as well. I think that's the terrifying thing for TA this game is you can't pop BKB reactively at all. Like you can't wait until you maybe get hit by the Rod of Atos or anything. They're not gonna go for this kill. Silence. Okay. Quick roll in. Wait for him to come up the hill and do grab that. Ooh, didn't quite go the right way to get the duel. Now I gotta be careful of the glimpse. Huskar getting in position to try and fight. Oracle also drifting over, but they don't have everybody. Troll still showing on this tower. Alright. They are gonna be okay. Huskar providing the wall, and Troll just gonna make quick work of the tier 2 down here. But TA is still pressuring top.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Does need to be careful of any kind of rotation from the Legion Commander, but feeling confident for the second to just clear out this wave. Though not confident enough to stick around.
Dire's top tower is
Doesn't
under
have any
attack.
wards to play around, just relying on the side traps for vision. So
Radiant
with
are
Legion Commander
scanning.
completely off map and Skywrath Mage now respawned, not a whole lot you can do. And Aster just continuing to itemize against the TA right click and the Bloodseeker as well. Got a Ghost Scepter picked up for the Skywrath Mage. Do we almost have that TA BKB though? We do. TA BKB on its way out, and MKB will be the next selection. Kama's got the Earth Spirit behind him. They don't see
Dire's
anyone
top
on the map
tower is under
currently.
attack.
Alright, now the Legion's smoked. Gonna be an Earth Spirit death, but at least he tanks the gank for his Bloodseeker. Kama able to use that as an opportunity to just TP out, and TA knowing where they are on the other side of the map will be able to take the tier 2. So not the worst usage of the Earth Spirit's life. Pretty good positioning to sort of tank the gank like that. Well, Huskar comes in and finds them though. Mars tops the arena, gets the spear back, but Baboka's still looking for him. Do they have any more lockdown? Looks like SRF is just gonna make his way up. TA's sticking around a little bit longer. Okay, playing with fire, but I guess wanting to cut one more wave, perhaps? No, okay. Just the trap's gonna do it, and call it a day with that. So, okay, we got tier 3 neutral items coming out now. What did we end up having for pretty decent ones for Aster, actually? A little bit surprised nobody's using the Vampire Fangs. Huskar opting for the Ocean Heart instead. Does it give... So it just gives +5 all stats when you're not in the river. No. I'm missing this. I'm looking at neutral items. Fate's dead. Buys back immediately. SRF trying to put the bulwark up. He is tanking the Troll Warlord pretty effectively as he retreats backwards. Duel also coming through, and that is going to be a win for Aster there. We've got Disruptor in the backlines trying to kill this courier. He does get it. I don't think he's getting out of here, though. Maybe he will TP. Fade finds him just around the corner in time. Fast Fingers with the Rod of Atos, and with that, Aster quickly checked the Roshan. Got a minute to go. Huskar's... Oh, man. Huskar with the Greater Fairy Fire. And they now find themselves a Paladin Sword. Okay, this is... These are some very, very nice tier 3 items for Aster at this point of the game. Like, that Greater Fairy Fire with False Promise is just going to be insane. TA is still #1 on net worth, though. Bloodseeker lagging behind a bit. He does have his BKB, 10-second BKB ready to go. Gonna just go for the Basher up next. Aster... They're still kind of at their peak, but that window is passing just a little bit. I think as time goes on, Huskar is going to start feeling a little bit more killable, but they still have these 10-second BKBs, so...
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Big problems for the King Gaming supports and the Mars, who really just can't do anything against those BKBs. And they're just using a courier to scout out the Roshan. It is going to respawn in a second or two. Aster have great control of this area, still lugging their gem around everywhere. TA threatening the tier 3 at bottom a bit just to try and force some kind of a reaction. It's getting run at by XXS. They've got this ward up on the high ground. That's the big reason why TA can be so confident in playing like that. And with that, the ward plus the little bit of pressure, maybe Keen have given themselves the opportunity to take a great fight here. It's only 3 in the pit. Baboka just outside, but he's going to have to make his decision about which target he wants. Who's going to get the age to this SCC so he can save Chion, but he gets found by the Earth Spirit on the other side. They're just focusing on Kama for now, though. He gets dueled, and he'll get brought down. Earth Spirit trapped up on the cliff. Courtesy of his own Force Staff, he will now die. Oh no, those BKBs just too good.
Invisibility.
TA not really able to get over there in time, and it was a nice idea, but Keen just didn't quite have the tools to take that fight. And now with Aegis and Cheese, SCC looking big. Baboka's game extremely simplified. All he has to do is just make sure that the Huskar stays alive. And he's got a greater fairy fire, and he's just fine. They've got buyback, shouldn't have to use them. Glyph is still on cooldown for a little while, but I think the only thing that they can do is they have to somehow isolate the target that they're going on from the Oracle. And that's not going to be easy. They need to like blink and then push with the spear into the base and then like put up the arena in such a way that the Oracle can't get there. But even then, whoever you spear is just going to like BKB cheese and be totally fine. So Lane of Rax down. They do take the tier 3 at bottom. TA doing the best that she can given the situation. And does almost have enough money for this MKB. Maybe wanting to save buyback as well. I don't know if we're getting into rapier territory maybe. And now TA overstays her welcome just a little bit. It does get caught out. Oh no. Keen just don't seem to know what to make of this. If they ever see a first phase Oracle again, I think they'll definitely be thinking about Huskar a little bit more, but... And Keen trying to get some kind of a pick off just to buy a little bit more time. Commander going to be the target, trapped over on the tree, so they have the damage for this. XXS still reasonably healthy, Team's not even there. He's just buying time as they're losing their base now. And Legion's surviving even longer, throws out the disarm. Now they're finally TPing back, but the Lane of Rax is already gone. And they're TPing in one by one. Aster don't even care about the heroes. They're just focused on the objective. Chion and SCC gonna run over. Arena gets deployed, but there's no follow-up damage. Still 30 seconds dead on his Templar Assassin. Finally forced to buy back, and Earth Spirit's going on Baboka in the back line. But won't be able to control him well enough. They're trying for the Huskar, but BKB turns around, chucks the disarm onto the Templar Assassin, who's now forced to just turn tail and run. Aster still has so many resources up their sleeve. Baboka hiding behind this tree. We've got a duel happening in the back lines. Doesn't quite kill off the Earth Spirit, but he's still going to fall shortly after that. Buys back as well. Bloodseeker's dead. Focus on the Mars. Bring SRF down. He does not have a buyback to contribute. BKB for the Templar Assassin is not going to keep her alive as Aster's looking for even more. SCC's diving the fountain. Does not have the battle trance to keep him alive and actually going to get glimpsed all the way back in. Still has the Aegis, so he's going to be fine. Aster with that will secure themselves the rematch. They're going to get another chance up against Newbie in the grand finals, who've been waiting for them all day. Unfortunately, this will be where we say goodbye to Keen Gaming. I think their drafts are pretty cool. It's always interesting to see something a little bit off the wall, a little bit outside of the meta, but Aster will be the ones to come out victorious at the end of this one. I don't know how long of a break we're going to have before the grand finals, guys. I'll do my best to confirm with the people hosting the lobbies and whatnot and get a confirmation for you, but yeah, just the Earth Spirit had no game. It really felt like Aster just kind of won all 3 lanes, and then that was it. Like, TA found good farm in the jungle, but Kama got completely destroyed, and 2 games where I think you can just see how important vision is in Dota 2 and how much the vision game matters. I hope I've managed to highlight that for you guys, because I really, especially as a support player, I really think that vision and like Fog of War and everything is such a cool part of the game. And it felt like both games, it was just the team with the superior vision. In the previous game, in Game 2, it was the Hawk. It was some great warding from Keen Gaming. And in this game, Aster, good draft, and the Huskar pick working wonders, but also Baboka with that gem and the way that they were moving and dodging some of those ganks. Things were looking okay for Keen. They killed the Huskar off a couple of times because they had those nice deep wards, and they were able to just run straight at him and find those kills while the rest of their, while their sort of late game scalers were farming. But then as soon as Baboka buys that gem, he just gets a ton of D wards and makes life so difficult for Keen from that point forward, because they needed to keep getting pickoffs to let the Bloodseeker kind of get back into the game, but just was not able to do it. So that's gonna wrap it up. Let's see. Do I have a? Is there a lobby already? I'm not sure what was the scheduled starting time here. Let's have a look at that. I imagine that the scheduled starting time was probably right around now, because we started at 3. It's now 6. It was 3 games. Yeah, and there you go. So the next lobby is already up. I'll give you guys any updates as I get them as to what the start time will be. It could be that Aster will want at least a little bit of a break before playing. I think it's like 4 o'clock in China at the moment. So maybe they'll want to get straight into it. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you're enjoying all of the coverage, and I'll see you guys back here in a couple of minutes for the grand finals. You still have my guarantee. I'm going to do my best to not miss any kills in the grand finals. You guys can hold me to that. I'm sure this is going to get clipped along with a compilation of all the missed kills, but I'll see you guys back here in a few.